Alright guys, so I spent some days with the car. I would say almost even some weeks. And there's a couple things I can tell you. Number one, the CPC unlocked the transmission, amount of torque the transmission applies. And I noticed that immediately. Before, when I would give a gas on this car, even on the stock tune, the car wouldn't spin barely at all from a low mile an hour. The car would take off. But now, it's like it stopped limiting the amount of now. Whoa, that's a big bump there. See, look, welcome to Brooklyn. Shitty goddamn roads. Now the transmission, right, can deliver all amount of power to the wheels, and I immediately noticed that difference. Did it make the car faster though? Guys gonna ask, does the CPC make your car faster? Well, I don't have any draggy times or any ways of measuring. I do have a draggy, but I haven't measured. But I did look up other people who did testing with just a CPC module upgrade without a tune, without a TCU tune, and they saw that there was a gain in trap speed in a quarter mile and also quicker 0 to 60 mile an hour times. So there seems like there is a gain in going with the CPC module because maybe the extra cooling and or the more amount of torque that's applied throughout the rev range, right? Does it have quicker shifting? No, because it's not a TCU tune. TCU tunes give you quicker shifting and better line pressure, right? But CPC does not control that. What else I noticed with going with this? Well, because, you know, you can also choose to adjust how loud the startups are or how loud the baffling system is. In the W213 exhaust, there's a baffle that controls how loud the startups are. So when you go in Sport Plus, it's louder. And when it's in Comfort, it's quieter. So now I told them that I want it to be pretty much loud, or it'll be louder on startups. And I noticed that it's much better. And honestly, because the car is a pretty quiet car, you don't really hear too much. To be honestly, in the first place, it's a nice mumble. Now, compared to my C63 with a secondary cat delete, that car sounded better than this one. But nonetheless, that's also a modification change that I noticed that they also put into it. Also, the install, if you guys saw the install was actually pretty easy. Not too bad. The transmission's still not warm enough for me to give it pulls. But what I did notice though also is this traction control just pops on even more and more and more. The transmission fluid is not warm enough, so I can't really beat on the car. Plus I'm headed to the gym, so it is what it is. I can't even come out in front of this guy. Now, for the people that's watching though, because I'm not going to make this video super long, right? Well, Boost, we know that people who've been on this channel know that Boost be on a budget. What are some of the modifications you could do if you're still worried about warranty purposes? What can you do to the cars because you care about warranty? This is technically still a $70,000 up car in 2023. And I know you guys are pretty much worried about that. So what are some of the, essentially some of the, is that, yeah, I just going right through the light, god damn. So what are some of the modifications that I can do, right? So I've spent some, I would say about 2 weeks with the CPC module. I tested it. And do I think it's better? I don't, conclusively, I did not test it. But I know it is an essential part of modifying this vehicle to make it faster and more consistent. So anything that unlocks the beast in the car, I think is a good modification, because if it adds better cooling for the transmission, and if it adds, I believe, removes the top speed limiter, and also it allows you to apply more torque from your lower mile an hour 0 to 60s and 60 to 130s, I think that's a better system to better module to actually get, because you unlock the true power of the vehicle. A bunch of tuners recommend getting a CPC module, and in my own case, I tell a difference. The driving feel is definitely different on a big difference on a stock tune. Now, going with a stage 1 or a stage 2 or maybe even upgraded turbos, is this going to be necessary? Yes, it will be, because the tuners cannot apply more torque and more power, but the CPC will be limiting the amount of torque that's applied to the wheels. Come on, think about that. That's just not going to work. It's like being Hulk and being like, you know what? You can only go up to +4, Hulk. We know that you could go to +20. No, that's not going to work. It's not. He's gonna be fully. It's like a fully maxed out character, and you gotta evolve like on Pokemon or something like that. So more and more that I understand the CPC module, I get it. It is essentially the important part to get, and for warranty purposes, it's a plug and pay thing. You put your VIN number in. Guess what? After you put your VIN number in, you plug it in, and boom, that's it. It is expensive at about $1,500–$1,600. But it essentially is going to wake up your vehicle, especially on stock tune. So I do recommend it. Now, for some of the people who are watching, well, Boost, well, I just want to do a tune. Can I just do a tune and get away with doing a tune? Yes, the tune will add additional power. The tune will add power on the top end of the vehicle, right? But they really won't add so much additional power on the low end. It won't. It just will not add much additional power on the low end. The reason being is because the CPC is going to reduce. Ooh, I heard something. The CPC is going to reduce the amount of torque that's applied. So when you want to go there and beat on the vehicle, guess what? You're not going to get the full beans. That 0 to 60s is not going to be really that much more aggressive when it could really be. That 60 to 130s is still going to be decent, but it could be a lot better because the CPC module adds better cooling and allows the transmission to apply more torque. I'm not saying that torque is what makes you faster, but technically it kind of is. It is part of the actual equation for your car to be faster. So if you can apply more torque to the horsepower you actually have, the car technically should be faster as long as the tires are getting power down. So I think this is a good modification that you can use if you are worried about warranty purposes, because you can always install it and take it out and pretty much put the stock unit back in. Yes, people will sit there and say there's other ways of the car understanding what's going on and reading what's going on. I get it. But in most cases, in this case, at least it's a unit you can replace compared to a tune where they could actually flash back and everything like that. And that's a whole nother thing I'm not necessarily speaking on in this video. So I didn't really get too much into the CPC module, but shout out to Blackboost for allowing me to do a partial sponsorship with the CPC module. Much love to y'all. And also, one thing I forgot to include is I want to be fair on video. Blackboost, they set the CPC up for you, but I want to be fair here, very clear for people. If there's other companies that are selling a CPC module, sometimes they can actually tune the CPC for your specific setup also. I just want to be fair there. So Blackboost does that, but regular tuners too, that would actually tune your vehicle too, also will set it up based on your tune, because they can limit the amount of torque that's applied. So just want to be fair here. What I did notice is that the car takes off a lot quicker, but now I have a lot more traction issues. That's what I'm learning. All right. So outside that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Link below to Blackboost's website for the CPC module. Hopefully that was a good video. I just kept it simple, kept it easy. You could add me at boostinmotion IG, Facebook, and also send me email at boostinmotion@gmail.com. Otherwise than that, guys, let me go to the gym and try to get bigger. You guys have a good day. Thank you.